Hi, welcome to MediatorPodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online valuation, divorce, and mediation services based out of St. Louis, Missouri. In this week's episode, we're actually going to discuss a book written by our guest, Kimberly Best, How to Live Forever, A Guide to Writing the Final Chapter of Your Life Story. She's a registered nurse, a mediator, and conflict coach based in Franklin, Tennessee, and has authored this book that we're going to discuss today. What do you think are one of the bigger decisions that people struggle with at the end of life that you see most?
That's a great question. So I think the hardest one is how much treatment to seek. And being a nurse, I'm really passionate about the medical decisions with end of life. I say that people now would kind of treat the medical system like we're cars going to the garage, right? We should drive up, they should fix us, and we leave fine. But that's not how life works. So our impending illness, our impending death, our untreatability is not because of a failure of the medical system. It's not because we did something wrong. It's not because we ate too much bacon. It just is. So again, in accepting death, we can decide how much treatment we want that doesn't take away our quality of life and make those decisions. So I think as a nurse, I'm going to say it is a mistake to have your life decisions turned over to your healthcare. You need to get as much information as you can. You need to find the pros and cons. You need to know what the odds are, because we all think that teeny tiny chance is worth losing basically our life for, right? For that teeny tiny chance of living a little longer, but to substitute living better with living longer. So I think walking that fine, again, it is walking a fine line between hope and regret, but having the courage to know through having these discussions that you are at the point where you say enough, I just want to carry out my life the best I can, that's an okay option. That's a great option, that is an option versus seeking medical treatment and all the way to the end. If I could, Melissa, I want to make a little comment about that side note. As I mentioned, the book came out when COVID did, and I would run across a lot of people as I was speaking who talked about, well, if I get COVID, I'll just go on a ventilator and I'll be fine. And that was the number one symptom of the story we tell ourselves that's not true about what the medical system is like. Like going on a ventilator means you are paralyzed, right? It means you are sedated. Hopefully in your sedation, you are hopefully because you're paralyzed, you're deeply sedated, but it also means you are literally at the end of your life at that point. And there is a price to pay for that. So while some people have recovered well, some people have suffered. So taking into account things like age, taking into account quality of life to follow, these are just really important conversations to have.
And it's not like, well, when my experience of life is no longer good, you guys just go ahead and do whatever you need to do. Like these are a lot of decision trees, decision making, points where it's like, okay, well, I think it's really trying to figure out what that person perceives is quality and try to get what their mind frame is about that so that you can carry out their wishes. It's not where you perceive a quality life is, right?
That's 100% right. Yeah, again, you said that better than I could say that. That's the important part, is you define what is quality of life. I don't decide that. As mediators, we know that our job is not to decide what's best for someone else. It's to help them figure that out. And each person is different. So there is no right or wrong to this, as much as sometimes we want there to be. It's what's right for you.